Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today we're getting into the Pat McGrath Mothership 1 Subliminal palette. This is the OG first Mothership palette, and I just got it. I'm really late to the game. I did get it on sale. Pat's been having some really great sales lately on her website, so I decided to pick up a couple of palettes that I don't have. So now my collection is almost complete. I don't have one of her palettes, and I don't know that I'll be getting it. I know some people like it, but it just doesn't quite appeal to me. And this definitely took me some convincing to get, but when it was on sale, it was like a no-brainer. But this palette is definitely considered a favorite among a lot of people because of this amazing blue shade. Otherwise, this palette looks very cool toned and neutral. I think I wasn't interested when it first came out because, I don't know, the color story just didn't excite me. And when I'm looking at it, I probably could convince myself to think the same way. Not super exciting, but I do want to try out the shades because a lot of people do love this palette. It's a classic, even after so many years of it being out. So we're gonna get into swatches. I'm gonna do a couple eye looks, and we're gonna have some fun. I also picked up a couple of lip glosses. These are the Lust glosses, and these are the shimmery version. They come in this sort of packaging. And I picked up Future Femme, which is this shimmery pink gloss, a little bit cooler toned. And then I also picked up Astral Flash Dance, which is a shimmery purple that shifts to blue. I'm a little scared on this one, but I thought I'd take a chance, do something a little bit different. So I picked up a couple new glosses with the sale. These are normally $28. I got them for $22. And I went back to see how much money I got this discounted, and I think it was around 25% off. I think I got it around $100 instead of $125. I also picked up another palette, but we're not going to go into it in this video. I picked up this one as well. This is the Mothership 3 Subversive. So my collection's almost complete except for the one that no one likes. I believe it's number 6. The least favorite one, I think, of all the palettes. I don't have that one. But interestingly enough, I skipped a lot of Pat's palettes 1 through 4, and the first palette I picked up was 5, which is Bronze Seduction. It's still one of my favorites, but we'll see how Subliminal ranks in the series. Alright, so I have my full face on, and I tried to use as many Pat McGrath products that I own. So I don't have the foundation, but I use the concealer in shade L6. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer. And then I used the under eye powder in light from Pat McGrath. And then I used the highlighter. This is the highlighter trio. Used the lighter 2 colors. And that's it for the face. I do have some mascaras, eyeliners, lip products. So we're gonna get into the eyeshadow. But first we're gonna do swatches. This is the packaging. A little more subdued in my opinion. It's mostly white. You can see it here. And these are all the shade names. And we'll be going through each one. Alright, let's get into swatches. Skin Show Nude is our first color up here. We're gonna go left to right, top to bottom. So this looks like kind of an off-white bone shimmer color. A little bit hard to see. You can tell there's a little bit of reflect in there. It's gonna be a subtle sort of like highlight for sure on me. Next we have Depth, and this looks like a nice cool tone brown. You know, I really appreciate the quality of Pat's shadows, especially the mattes. So smooth. It's a nice tone there. Ultimate Taupe. And this looks like it's gonna be a real staple sort of a shade. A nice neutral. Very pretty, very smooth, especially to the touch. We have Pale Gold 002. This feels very smooth to the touch. Ooh, this is a pretty shade. You know, a lot of the golds in Pat's palettes are really, really warm toned, but this is probably going to be the best one for my skin tone, just because it's a little bit lighter and it has a lot of like silvery elements in it. I don't know if you can quite pick that up, but I'm happy to have this tone of gold. I know a lot of people are tired of all the gold in all her palettes, but I don't know, it's probably a Pat staple in her mind. Next we have VR Violet. I'm really excited about this shade. It looks super pretty. Oh, look at that. So stunning. Look at that duochrome. Oh, I'm really happy right now. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, so excited to play with the shade. You don't even know. Love these two colors right here. The rest of these, I mean, they're smooth, but it's just not as exciting as those two. So that is the top row, and we have Extreme Black, and I believe the black is in all of the first three palettes. Let me double check. Not sure why she chose to do that. After the first three, she stopped putting black in there. I think black is a staple, and this is a good one. I haven't really used it much from the Subliminal 2, but it looks like it's, you know, pretty. And then we have another sort of pretty purplish tone. This is Lilac Dusk. Super pretty. Definitely has a sheen to it. It's pretty. I wish it was a little bit more bam, but I like the tone of it. I think it goes well with the rest of these colors. Next we have Substance. This one has kind of a satin sheen. You can see it's a little bit shiny. That's a really pretty tone. I like that one a lot. Then we have Blitz Blue. This is the star shade of the palette, in my opinion. The brightest, the most exciting, the one people love. Look at that. I mean, that's probably one of the best blues out there. I don't know, what do you guys think? Just the tone, the sheen, how easily it's swatched. I mean, it's the good one. Super pretty. Oh, love it. I wish this palette had a yellow to go with it. That would be cool, but I can see doing the gold with this would be really nice. All right, last but not least, we have Astral White. This looks really pretty, got a nice duochrome shift to it. And I apologize that you guys can't really see it, but it doesn't really have a base to it. It's just a topper, and it shifts to kind of a purpley blue. I think you can kind of see it there. It's very purple in this light. Super, super pretty. I really like this palette. I'm disappointed I didn't get it when it first came out. But, you know, remember, like, not a lot of palettes are over $100 back in the day. That's even still true now, but now that I own so many of Pat, I know that they're all worth it. So I'm really excited to get this on my eyes. For those of you that own this palette or are considering getting this palette, I'm just gonna try to apply as many shades as possible on both of my eyes. So that means I'm going to be doing 2 different looks. Just from the swatches alone though, like if you are attracted to these tones, you think they're going to work well with your skin, I wouldn't hesitate. But you know, do wait for a sale. I know right now, I just looked on the website, Subliminal 1, the one we're testing today, is not on sale right now. It was a couple weeks ago when I bought it at the beginning of July. I'm sure this isn't the first time it's been on sale either. She's had her Motherships on sale before, so I'm sure they will go on sale again. So if you want to save some coin and you can still wait, which you should be able to, just wait for the next sale. Alright, so we're gonna put together a couple looks. So we have kind of a neutral palette for the most part. If you just kind of glance at the shades, most of them look pretty neutral, but this is purple, this is blue, this is purple-ish. That's actually more pink when I look at it close up. So I think we're gonna have to do a purpley blue eye and then something with the pink and gold. These two right here. Let's do the blue eye first. And let's kind of go in with, we're gonna go in with Substance. This is that like taupey brownie shade with a little bit of a sheen to it. And this is definitely showing up pretty rich on my skin, but I know I have a lot of shades to overlap with it. I just don't want, I want some shape to my eye, and I like to have a neutral shade do that first. This is a little bit deeper than I usually go, but I'm okay with it. This is gonna be a pretty bright eye with the blue and purple, mostly because of the blue. So I'm pretty happy with that shape. I kind of want to do the purple lilac dusk, and then I want to do the blue on top of it. Yeah, this is a super pretty shade. It's not like super impactful next to this taupey shade, but still a really pretty tone. I would consider this like a really wearable, neutral type of purple that a lot of people are gonna like. You know, it's not bright purple, it's not super contrasting. You know, it's there, but it's not there kind of a tone. It's nice, I like it. Blitz Blue. I'm gonna start kind of the outer portion and see how this goes. It's applying a little bit more sheer than the swatch. It could be my brush. So blue isn't my go-to shade. I don't have a lot of blues in my collection, but this is a nice tone. It's a little bit kind of smoky, has some depth to it that I like. It's a little bit deep. I'm gonna use my finger. I like the richness to this shade. It's definitely what I would call an evening shade, but you could definitely, you know, make it a little more casual, especially if you're one to do a lot of color in your day-to-day life already. I think you will be comfortable with this. The finger really made it pop though. I want to use that purple glitteriness, and I'm gonna use a glitter primer. This is from NYX. This is a new purchase for me. My first time using it with glitter. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm just gonna do a little inner corner. Oh my god. Oh, I love that. This like brings out all of my fantasies. This is almost like a mermaid topper, like unicorn, whatever you want to call it. Just an amazing shift. Love it. And I have a little bit of fallout. That primer seemed to pick up most of it. I'm sure a lot of you already have this. And I'm sad I'm just discovering it now. I mean, that just transformed it, right? Just transformed it. Like, this made it like totally like, okay, I'm going to a club. But I also think it made the blue more wearable. I don't know. I want to start with that lilac shade, and we're gonna see how that goes. I think that brings a nice balance. I do need to do some blending. But I don't want to go too dark underneath my eye. So pretty. Like, I feel like I don't need anything else. I don't need mascara. I don't need eyeliner. I am ready. Like, I'm ready. Of course, I'm gonna do all those things, but I'm gonna put a little bit of Skin Show Nude up here on my brow bone. Although I wish it was cooler toned, this highlight shade. Because otherwise I don't have much other choice besides like the glitter purple that I did in here. I could do it up here, but that's just too much for me. So we're just gonna do a little bit of shimmer up there. Very gorgeous eyeball. Alright, I'm going to put on maybe the slightest amount of liquid eyeliner from Pat McGrath. We're doing her only shade of liquid liner. I don't know what this is called, but we're gonna do a little bit of this. I thought about doing pencil, but I just want a little bit, a thin line. So it didn't go as quite as thin as I wanted it to. But I think we have the idea. I think I definitely got some in my eye. I'm noticing a little bit of staining on my hands from the blue. But that's kind of to be expected. Thanks for being patient with me. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna put some of the Pat McGrath mascara. This is Fetish Eye. I haven't picked up the new one just because I just got this one. Maybe I'm assuming sometime in a future order I may pick it up. I saw a review, someone compared the two mascaras and they said they like the new one better. It does have a different brush. It has more of an hourglass shape, where this one's just straight across. Alright, that's the look with the blue. Very, very pretty. I love it. I really like it. I don't like blue, but I really like this. I know the purple underneath my eye and kind of in the middle has pretty much disappeared. But that is a really nice shade. I don't want to like mess everything up with the glitter to like reapply it. But I do like what's happening here. Even if you just used the blue and the glitter topper, that combination is just killer. Alright, I decided I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of purple just to make this connection in here. And this is the Lilac Dusk. Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little more cohesive. Okay, now on to our second look. We're gonna go in a different direction, and man, we're gonna do more of the mattes and just kind of get into that gold and pinky VR violet shade. So I'm gonna start with just the base. We're gonna use Ultimate Taupe. It's just so easy to blend. So you can see how pretty that tone is. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of shape work and outlining. So we're going to do depth, and this is more of that cooler tone, deep brown that's matte without any shimmer. Very pretty neutral colors, especially for a lighter skin tone. I really like these. Easy to blend, easy to work with. Okay, so now we have a little bit of shape. I want to go, I don't really have like a base, like a wash of color shade for the colors I'm about to use. It's a lot of glitter. So I might have to get a little bit of creative here. And I'm going to go in with kind of, I'm going to use Extreme Black, which I haven't really used too much. And I'm just going to do a little eyeliner. And yeah, maybe not. I'm thinking that's probably a bad idea to do first. I'm going to have to go in with gold first and then do the glitter topper. So we're gonna see how this goes. Yeah, so we're going pale gold 002. I'm a little nervous. So it goes on super sheer with a brush, so I'm gonna use my finger. I'm actually gonna apply the glitter glue, glitter base perfector, just because I'm afraid of fallout. Alright, so I'm gonna use my finger in gold again. Gonna get that on. Love the shade of gold, very pretty. And then on the inner corner I want to go in with VR Violet, which is this really pretty shade here. I think this would go really well with the blue, obviously. Right in the same color family. But I don't mind it with the gold either. I think it's interesting. You can see the shift going on there. Super pretty. I don't know, this might be one of my favorite palettes. I really like the glitters in this one. Crazy, crazy stuff. I do want to kind of bring everything all together and, like I said, go in with that black liner. I do think I want to bring that darker matte brown underneath my eye. Alright, back into Extreme Black. I think that glitter glue created kind of a shellacked base, so it was kind of hard to put the black on top of it and have it stay. but I think you get kind of that smoky effect still. It's not perfect. I think I may put a little bit of pencil over the top. I like this eye, definitely like the blue one more. I just think this is probably doesn't go so well with the gold. It goes more with the blue side. But I'm gonna put on my eyeliner, my pencil eyeliner. This is Extreme Black. And then I'll put on the mascara and sort of give you my final thoughts. We'll put on some lipstick, my new lip gloss, and then we'll talk. Alright guys, so I put on mascara and I did my eyeliner, and I decided to put on the Ardell Wispies, Demi Wispies. And I do like the look with the lashes. I put on Pat McGrath lip liner in Suburbia, and then I used the Matte Trance lipstick in Soft Core, the shade right here. I ended up putting Skin Show Nude up here, same shade we did up here. I really like both of these looks quite a bit. I think this one is really kind of different for me, not something I normally combine together, but I think it's a nice lighter dramatic look, whereas this is like very deep dramatic. Definitely not something I usually do. It'd have to be a pretty special occasion for me to do an eye like that, especially with the blue, but this palette definitely makes me want to use blue more, especially with these special shades, VR Violet and Astral White. They just go beautifully with the blue, and it's just so pretty. So I want to show you my two lip glosses, and we're gonna try on both of these, maybe one on the bottom lip, one on the upper lip, just to see how that looks. So I'm gonna try Future Femme first. This is not a new color, not a new lip gloss, but I always like this color online, and it is super pretty in person. And oh, wow. It's a little bit milky on top of this lipstick, but the sparkle in it I think matches the eye. It's got the kind of a, you probably can't see, like a pinkish duochrome. It's got blue in it, purple glitters in it. It's got a nice shift that I think goes really well with this. Now let's try this really fun one. I got a little wild with this one for sure. This is Astral Flash Dance. Very purple forward, but also is duochromy. So we're gonna take this to the top. And it looks like it's not super adding a lot of color, it's just a topper, which is good. Can't really tell a difference. I think the lipstick shade kind of hides everything, but I like both of them for sure. Very pretty. I want to swatch them on my hand so you guys get an idea of the shades. So this is Future Femme. Super pretty, right? It's kind of milky on top of a lipstick, but not too much. I think this is actually deeper than the actual shade because I get mixed in with the lipstick. So this is more of the real shade, sorry about that. It's a light pink with a lot of sparkle and sort of that shifty sparkle. So blue to purple glitters in there. Very stunning. Astral Flash Dance. Alright, this color is actually a light purple, but it's see-through. So against this against my lipstick, you're not gonna see it purple, but this is the color. super pretty, and it has, again, blue duochrome effect, similar to Future Femme. Similar shifts with both of these shades. Obviously one's a little bit deeper, but still, you know, sheer, see-through. Excellent lip glosses. I love Pat McGrath's lip stuff, for sure. Okay, this is it. This is the final look. I'm super happy with this palette. Exceed my expectations once again. I mean, I've seen it on people. I've seen the blue on people, and I saw, yeah, that's a gorgeous shade. I just don't love blue, but this blue kind of turned me. It's definitely special, definitely worth trying out. I don't live near a Pat McGrath store or anywhere that sells Pat McGrath, and stores aren't really open really anyway. I'm just gonna wipe this off. But if you live near one and you can try out these palettes, try out this one, try out the blue on your hand, just swatch it and you will see the beauty. I also recommend trying these special shades out and you will be amazed. Especially if you like cooler tones and you like purples and blues and that color family, I think you're gonna like this palette. I don't love blues, I'm a more purple person, but I really appreciate this palette. Now, I'm kind of wishing they switched out one of these shades. I think it would be the black one. I don't think there's a need for black in this palette, because I think there's enough richness in it with the two of the brown shades. So I think this is deep enough and this is deep enough to sort of outline your eye that you don't really need a black. If you want an eyeliner, get an eyeliner, but I mean, these together would make something beautifully smoky, of course. I think black and blue go well together. I just don't think you need that much of a deep eye. I mean, I accomplished a nice deep eye without any black shadow. I used this shade with the blue, and I didn't really use these mattes at all. So I just wish we had, you know, the black's fine, it worked great as an eyeliner, but I wish we had another sort of tone to work with besides browns, for like an alternate look for this palette. I feel like mostly this palette's centered around making a look with blue. You can certainly make a blue with this sort of quad you can make a look with this quad right here with these gorgeous browns and this lilac shade. I just don't know that this lilac is really punchy enough to be like considered a real look with this palette. You certainly could. It's just a little bit bland. And I like the shade, it's just not as punchy as this one or even close to it. It doesn't have to be the same formula. I just wish it was a little bit, I don't know, richer. Because if this was a little bit richer, you could, I mean, you still can pair both of these with this one and have its own look. I paired these two together and the purple for this, but I just feel like you're missing another standout shade to really make this like a two-look palette, at least. I don't know, those are just kind of my thoughts on, I'm happy with this. I love the special shades in this palette. I really like them, and I really like the shade of gold. Like, this is its own look, but it just doesn't quite have the impact because I didn't have like another base shade that was bright enough to stand out. Like, if I used this as my base shade again, it probably would have disappeared like it did with this look. It's just not strong enough a contender of a color shade. Now, if you're going mostly browns and bronzes, mostly, you know, cooler tone browns, you got plenty to work with in this palette, for sure. And if you just kind of want a little pop with your brown, this shade's gonna work for you, this shade's gonna work for you. And maybe the second look comes with mixing the browns with the special shades. I don't know. I think if there's anything misplaced, color-wise, color family-wise, even though I like the gold and it's not as bright, it's a bit of a gold for fairer tone skin, I think it is misplaced because everything in this palette is not warm at all. And gold is warm. I think I made it work. I tried to. You know, it's just a little bit different. It's a little bit odd, but otherwise I would have liked maybe a shimmery silver or just another cooler toned option. That's just my thoughts. I think the mattes are really nice. They blend out every shade. I didn't have a problem with any of it, really. So this is a winner. If you love the color story, if you like what I'm showing you, I think this is a palette for you. Even though, you know, it's been around, not a new one. She's had many moments in the internet world. I think this is, don't forget about it. I think it's something to add to your collection at any time. I always worry about palettes being discontinued. Like, is she ever gonna get rid of 1 through 3? Are people still buying it? Is she having trouble selling it? So I always hope that nothing ever goes away. I do think the packaging compared to some of her other palettes is a little bit boring, but I do appreciate it. It's very detailed and intricate, right? Like the long lashes, really, really pretty, right? But it just, it lacks a bit of color that the other palettes have, and sort of luxuriness, but I still think this is quite the winner. I'm a little sad I didn't buy it before. I really like both of them. They are very glittery, and I'm assuming when this all dries down there's going to be a lot of glitter left on my lips, but it's really smooth. I love the texture of these glosses, and if you just want a little something extra on top of your look, I'm a fan of glitter on the lips. If you don't like glitter on your eyes, or if you don't like both, I totally get it. But if you're doing a fairly simple look and just add a little glitter, I think that's totally pretty and appropriate. Alright guys, I am rambling on. I wish I could just go out and do something now. Okay. Please let me know your thoughts on this palette. Do you own it? Would you consider buying the palette if you see it on sale? I certainly would. Please comment below. Click like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.